Hey everyone, it's Greg from Clearwater 124th. Saturday evening about 7:30. Thought I'd do a little bench update. Hasn't been a happy household this week. My wife has, what do you call it? Skittles. Oh my God. You know what I mean? Where you itch and you have joint pain and muscle pain. What the heck do you call it? It certainly isn't Skittles. Um, that's horrible, isn't it? I'll remember eventually. Well, anyway, this will give you a hint of the package I received this week. Got the Dum Dums from Slot Car Corner. I got some Paul Gauge tires, which about every other order that I get from Slot Car Corner, I order some tires of some sort because you might need them sometime. You know what I'm saying? So I keep a supply of tires on hand. Oh yeah, and I had I don't know what's wrong with me. I haven't left the house since Tuesday night. I thought I was gonna end up with pneumonia, but I started to feel a little better Friday, yesterday. I'm still hacking, but I can breathe. So we haven't accomplished a whole lot this week. Okay, this is the chassis for the Sunbeam Tiger. It's one of the ones that I got in that bunch that I bought from Quebec. It's going to work with that. The motor and motor mount that was in it will not work. I cannot get the gears to mesh properly. The motor may be usable, but the motor mount I didn't like at all, and it had just had a brass square tube like this for the axle and no bushings, and I prefer the bushing setup. So I got these from Slot Car Corner, a couple different guide tongues, different sizes, and I got a 1/32 scale motor mount and axle mount that I'm going to use for the rear axle, and then I can use round tube and bushings on my rear axle. So that'll work much better than what was there. So that's the plan. And then once I set that, then I can set my wheelbase, freeze this, and decide what I'm going to use for a guide. I have options, as you can see. This is new. This I have several different options, and I have 3 or 4 different kind of guides and brushes that I'll just have to make a decision on how I want to do that. One of the issues that I see I'm going to have is that the wheelbase is so short. I'm going to have a very tough time keeping a guide inside the car. I don't think it's going to be possible for me to do that. I think that you're going to see the guide out the front, which I don't really like, but I may not be able to find any way around that. But if that's the way it's going to be, I guess that's the way it's going to be. So this is even shorter wheelbase than the Cobra. And as you can see, the Cobra has the guide showing out the front. Doesn't affect the way it runs. This car runs great. It was the same thing with the Gremlin. Very short wheelbase, and that's a H&R chassis. and you can still see a little bit of that guide out front there. So the short wheelbase cars are very hard to keep the guide inside the bumper. Very difficult. So that's where we are on the Sunbeam. That's the plan anyway. Anyhow. Now, here's the motor. Here's the motor and the motor mount that was originally in that chassis, and that just doesn't work for me. I didn't like the way that the gears meshed. I didn't like the square tube axle mounts. So I may use that motor. We'll see how it runs first. I haven't even run it yet. So moving on to the 67 Shelby GT350 Cobra. That's going to be a, oh look, I already lost a piece out of it. Damn, where do I lose that? Okay, got to do a search for that. I've got the interior painted. I got the driver painted. I started working on axles. I've decided I was gonna go with this other brass chassis here with that, but it was also going to require a lot of manipulation. As you can see here, that has the same kind of square tube rear axle setup. So I was going to have to remove that. I was probably going to have to remove this motor mount and put the regular one in, tube axle holder with bushings. So I decided I'm not going to mess with that this time. I hadn't been feeling well. I'm going to skip that. So what I did is I got an H&R chassis. And I'm going to build that Cobra on this H&R chassis. I haven't built one on one of these for, it's been a year. Last June, I built the 66 Impala Super Sport. I think was the last one I built on an H&R. And this is the one that they use for any of the Home Racing World's 125th series. It's the HRCH10. And it's got fish rubber front. I just leave those on. Silicone rears. I take the silicone off and throw them away or give them to somebody. Fully adjustable chassis. And that's what I'm going to build this on. It bothers me. I lost that side piece out of that body. Where the heck did that go? Got to be laying around here somewhere. Anyway, so we'll need a little adjustment, not too much. Should work out fine. These wheels are aluminum. They're the size that any 125th scale model wheel insert will fit in, or you can 3D print your own. Right. So I'll be working on some of this stuff. No more today. Tomorrow I'll work on it. So I should have one of them, maybe both of them, put together by next weekend. Want some sillies? Anybody? Crap. All right. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Shingles. There you go. I knew it wasn't Skittles. Yeah, she has shingles. She doesn't feel that great. She has a lot of itching and joint and muscle pain, and it can be quite a lengthy process recovering from that. So, not a happy girl. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Greg from Clearwater 124. See ya.